Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Decked 101. I'm Greg Randolph, the marketing guy, and in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through the installation process for putting the new Decked CargoGlide 600, 1000, 1500. You will know it's the new 600, 1000, or 1500 by looking at the front of it. It'll look like this. There'll be these nice molded pieces in the corner, as well as a handy center grab handle. Pretty obvious. If your product does not look like this is not your video. Go back to the videos and find the one that's for you. This is a very easy installation. You're only gonna drill a handful of holes. You're gonna use some plus nuts, and there's a few things you need to be aware of. One, if you have a drop-in plastic liner, a bed rug, a rubber mat, or whatever in there, that's gotta go. You're not gonna need it anyway, but it won't work with this installation. If you have a spray-in liner, no sweat at all. If you are driving an electric vehicle, please make sure you know where those battery components are located before you start drilling holes in your truck bed. And on the same note, look, unmarked hazards may exist, so please understand where your fuel line and your fuel tank and those things are in your truck. You may run into some obstructions in your bed. It's impossible to know with all the different variations of truck beds out there, what exactly your truck bed has lying underneath it. So have a look, drill carefully. Typically, it doesn't happen, but it can. You're not trying to keep water inside your bed anyway. If you drill a hole and need to drill another one, it's not the end of the world. All right, so let's get to it. It's a really easy process, but just read the instructions. Like installing anything, just look at the instructions. This video does show you how to do it, but it's good to have those handy. All right, so let's get after it. To get this job done, you're going to want a classic American tape measure, a marking pen, a knife or box cutter, 5/16 and 1/2 inch drill bits, and a drill stop for each. Though a bit of tape around the drill bit can work in a pinch, a 1/2 inch socket and ratchet handle, an adjustable wrench, and the hardware kit. We will be demonstrating this installation with high sides, which aren't included on this model, but are available as an add-on and do need consideration if used for an installation. If you think you might get some in the future, it'll also be a good idea to take that into consideration during this process. Install the cab side high side first. With a slight tilt toward the tailgate, it'll drop right in. Then you'll install each of the corner panels. The T-slot nuts will drop right in parallel with the slot and then turn into a lock position as you tighten the bolts, but leave them a bit loose for now. Install each of the 4 bolts and nuts to connect them to the cab side panel with a nut on the inside, and you can tighten these fully. Then install the driver and passenger side panels in the same manner as the cab side with a little bit of a tilt to help them get engaged, and get the holes aligned to connect them with the corner panels. Install these 4 sets of nuts and bolts as well and fully tighten them. You can then insert the T-slot nuts for the molded end caps and attach them to the left and right hand side panels. Once all sections are installed and connected, go ahead and tighten each T-nut slot and bolt and make sure everything's good and secure. The final step is to drill through the outer holes on each of the high sides with an 1/8 inch drill bit and secure them on the outside of each track with the included sheet metal screws. All right. Now let's get down to business. Now grab your buddy. Lift together to place the unit into the bed of the truck and push it toward the cab until the tray or high sides are no less than 1/2 inch away from the cab side bulkhead. Then roughly center the unit between the wheels. Close the tailgate to ensure you have proper clearance. If it doesn't fit, cease operations immediately and contact our customer service. If the tailgate closes and you've got that 1/2 inch minimum at the furthest protruding surface of the cab end, check to ensure nothing interferes with location and operation. So next, you want to measure twice and drill once. Super important. Keep your tape measure handy, then go ahead and open the tailgate, disengage the tray latch, and pull the tray until all cross members are exposed, checking for interference along the way. Remember, this thing isn't bolted down yet, so you'll need to support the open tray with your sawhorse or your good friend. Now get your CargoGlide all squared up. We recommend measuring in multiple locations to make sure you don't end up cockeyed. Remember, measure twice, drill once. Now measure side to side from the CargoGlide to the bed wall at the front and back of the unit to confirm it's properly centered. So it's time to get aligned. Locate the slots at each mounting point in the bottom frame. You've got options, so choose fastening positions through the bottom frame that are nearest the center of the top of a floor rib. Holes must be placed at least 1/4 inch from any edges of the flat rib surface, and you want them to be symmetrical. Now grab your marker and mark your drilling locations. Drill, baby, drill. Grab your drill bits and drill stops. Get the drill stops onto both the 5/16 and 1/2 inch bit and set them to about a 1/2 inch depth. We of course skip this part because we're cowboys and we like to do cowboy stuff, but it's probably a good idea so you don't drill into something that shouldn't be drilled into. Use the frame as a guide to drill pilot holes in the 4 mounting locations with the 5/16 bit. Slide the CargoGlide frame a few inches out of your way and use the 1/2 inch bit to enlarge the holes you just made. Use high speed and low pressure. Seal the raw edges with primer included in your hardware kit. We also didn't do this, but whatever, it's a truck bed. Insert a plus nut anchor into each hole. The order of parts looks like this. Using your crescent wrench, hold the plus nut compression tool in place. Use a ratchet with a 1/2 inch socket to tighten the bolt into the plus nut. As you tighten the bolt, you will first feel strong resistance, then the resistance will get lighter, and then you'll feel more strong resistance come on again, which means it's time to slow down as it crimps the plus nut anchor under the vehicle bed. You want it snug, not over tightened. This will ruin the plus nut. After the plus nut has been fully crimped, remove the bolt and repeat on the other 3 mounting locations. Move the frame back into place over the plus nuts. Place the washers on each of the 5/16 bolts. Get your 1/2 inch socket, ratchet handle, or impact driver. Install the bolts through the mounting hole in the frame and into the plus nut. Snug them up, but don't fully tighten. After they're all snug, check that you like what you got, and then fully tighten each securely in each of the mounting positions, being sure the frame doesn't shift in the process. Again, this is not a torque fest. Fight the urge to crank them down, just get them really good and snug. As always, we recommend practicing safe storage, so check your work prior to placing any cargo on the tray. You may find when the CargoGlide is loaded, the handle latch release may be harder to squeeze. This is intended to keep the tray from moving while stowed. To free it, simply apply a little pressure on the tray towards the cap side while squeezing the handle and it'll come right open. Now have a look at your tailgate to CargoGlide tray clearance. You'll be looking for a minimum 1 inch gap between the lowest point of the extended unloaded tray and the highest point of the tailgate. If you don't like it, it's a little too low, and you have a 52 to 73 inch long CargoGlide, grab a 3/16 and 1/4 inch hex wrench and a 9/16 socket. Slide the tray out until the stop bracket clears the bottom frame channel. Remove the stop bracket with a 1/4 inch hex wrench from the inside and place it in the threaded inserts on the outbound side. Make sure you do this on both sides, as these importantly keep the tray from sliding all the way out. Slide the tray in and lift and push it backwards towards the cab until you can rest the bracket on top of the frame. Remove the tailgate roller axles, nuts, thrust bearings, washer, and rollers from both sides using the 1/4 inch hex wrench and the 9/16 socket. Reinsert this assembly into the upper mounting holes in the bottom frame and replace all parts in the same order on both sides. Now lift and pull the tray slightly towards the tailgate and let the brackets slip through the frame and under the lip on the mounting tube. Lastly, as always, check your work. Slide the tray into a locked position and test to make sure everything is functioning properly. All right, there you did it. Ta-da, we told you it was gonna be easy. Hopefully you had a good time. Hey, and if you have any questions about this installation, deck products, or anything deck related, or even a deep thought you'd like to share with us, please hit us up on the socials, chat, comments, emails, GPT, whatever it is that you want to use to communicate with us. We're here to help. We even answer our phones. So thank you for being a customer. If you're not a customer and you watch this, hopefully that'll push you over the edge. You can see how great this product is and easy it is to install in your truck bed. That's it. So thanks for tuning in to Deck 101, and we'll catch you next time.